Days of Our Lives recap. May 12th. Heartbreak, blame, and forbidden comfort in Salem. Oh, Salem fans! If you thought yesterday was intense, today's episode of Days of Our Lives cranked the drama dial all the way up to 11. Sophia's tragic death continues to send shockwaves through the town, ripping open old wounds and creating brand new enemies. Accusations are flying, hearts are breaking, and secret alliances are forming in the shadows. If you missed today's emotional roller coaster, grab some tissues and settle in. I've got the full breakdown for you. And don't forget to check out our detailed summary video if you want to see the key moments replayed. The episode opened with a heavy, ominous tone that immediately let us know we weren't in for light-hearted hijinks. Sophia's mother, Amy Choi, is a woman on the warpath, and today she finally cornered Holly Jonas in one of the most charged confrontations we've seen in months. The air was thick with grief and rage as Amy unleashed on the young woman she holds responsible for her daughter's death. Holly stood there, visibly shaken, trying to offer what looked like genuine sympathy, but Amy wasn't having any of it. "You think saying I'm sorry fixes this?" Amy's voice cracked with raw pain that felt so real it was almost uncomfortable to watch. She refused to believe a single word coming out of Holly's mouth, painting her as the heartless instigator behind the cyberbullying that contributed to Sophia's downward spiral. The scene was masterfully directed close-ups on trembling hands, tear-streaked faces, and that devastating moment when Amy vowed that Holly would pay for what happened. This isn't just idle maternal fury. Amy's blame runs deep, and it's clear she's ready to turn her grief into action. Holly, already carrying the weight of guilt, whether fully deserved or not, Salem loves its moral gray areas, now finds herself in the crosshairs of a mother's vengeance. We've seen Holly grow so much over the past year, from troubled teen to someone desperately trying to find her footing, but today's events might push her right back to the edge. The fallout didn't stop there. Holly's emotional state deteriorated rapidly after the confrontation. Enter Tate Black, her devoted boyfriend who only wanted to be the supportive rock she needs right now. Poor Tate walked into what he thought would be a comforting conversation, maybe with a shoulder to cry on or some quiet words of encouragement. Instead, he got the full force of Holly's pent-up frustration and fear. Holly lashed out, criticizing his every attempt to help. "You don't understand, Tate." "No one does." Her words cut deep, turning a moment of potential closeness into something painful and fractured. You could see the confusion and hurt in Tate's eyes. He's been trying so hard to be the thoughtful, mature partner, especially after everything they've been through with their families and past mistakes. But grief and fear make people irrational, and Holly is terrified that Amy's threats aren't empty. The looming possibility of a lawsuit for cyberbullying hangs over her like a dark cloud, threatening her future, her reputation, and possibly even legal consequences that could derail her young life. I have to say, the actors sold this scene beautifully. The way Holly's anger masked her vulnerability and Tate's quiet endurance as he absorbed the blows without fully fighting back, it felt authentic to these characters. We've watched their relationship evolve through secrets, breakups, and reconciliations, and today it faced one of its toughest tests yet. Will Tate's patience hold, or will Holly's lashing out drive a permanent wedge between them? Soap fans know these things rarely resolve cleanly in one episode. Shifting gears to another young woman navigating complicated emotions in the wake of Sophia's death, Ari Hernandez. In a bold and risky move, Ari turned to Liam for support. Yes, that Liam, the one her mother Gabi has strong vocal objections to. Ari poured her heart out to him about the tangled feelings Sophia's fate has stirred up. Guilt, confusion, sorrow, maybe even some unresolved resentment from their shared history. It all came tumbling out in a raw, confessional scene that highlighted just how isolated Ari has been feeling. Liam listened. Really listened. He offered sympathy without judgment, creating a safe space that Ari clearly hasn't found elsewhere lately. The chemistry between them crackled on screen, even amid the heavy subject matter. But here's where the drama intensifies. Gabi has made her position crystal clear. She does not approve of this relationship, viewing Liam as a dangerous influence or at the very least a distraction from what she wants for her daughter. By confiding in him and drawing closer, Ari is knowingly stepping on a landmine. We saw the internal conflict play across Ari's face, the pull between her mother's expectations and her own need for understanding. This storyline has all the hallmarks of classic Days Forbidden romance, family opposition, emotional vulnerability, and the thrill of connecting with someone who gets it. How far will Ari go? Will she risk a major blowout with Gabi to pursue this connection? The seeds of future fireworks were planted firmly today. Meanwhile, on the more adult side of Salem's power struggles, Philip Kyriakis continues to stand firmly in Gabi's corner as she fights her inheritance battle over Stefan DiMera. This plot thickened deliciously today with the introduction of key evidence. Gabi finally learned the full truth from Ivan Marai about Vivian Alamaine's forged divorce papers, the manipulation that has thrown the entire estate situation into chaos. The revelation was delivered with Ivan's signature dramatic flair, complete with that sly, knowing look he does so well. Philip, ever the strategist and someone with his own complicated history with these families, came through with a signed confession that could bolster Gabi's testimony significantly. Watching Philip hand over the documents, his support unwavering, reminded us why these characters remain so compelling after decades on the canvas. There's loyalty here, but also self-interest. Philip's alliance with Gabi isn't purely altruistic, yet in this moment it feels like genuine partnership against a common adversary. The legal maneuvering, the whispered strategy sessions, the high stakes of millions at play, it's classic Days of Our Lives corporate intrigue mixed with personal vendettas. The tension in these scenes is palpable. Every glance, every carefully worded statement carries weight because one wrong move could unravel years of carefully constructed plans. Vivian's schemes have a way of coming back to haunt everyone involved, and today's developments suggest we're heading toward a courtroom showdown that will have ripple effects across multiple families. Finally, we got a quieter but deeply emotional thread involving two of Salem's most iconic characters, Marlena Evans and her daughter Belle Black. Belle is struggling, and today she opened up to her mother about the pain of watching Sean move in with Jada. Even though Belle has tried to move forward, those lingering feelings for Sean are still very much alive. Seeing him build a life with someone else, especially someone like Jada, has reopened old wounds. Marlena, the eternal voice of wisdom and compassion in Salem, offered the kind of thoughtful, nuanced advice only she can deliver. Their mother-daughter conversation was filled with warmth, insight, and that special Marlena touch that makes viewers feel like they're getting therapy along with the drama. She helped Belle unpack her emotions without pushing her toward any rash decisions, reminding her of her own strength and the importance of healing on her own terms. These scenes provided a beautiful counterpoint to the louder, more explosive storylines. In true Days fashion, the show balanced high-stakes confrontation with intimate, character-driven moments. Belle's heartbreak feels earned after years of on-again, off-again romance with Sean. Will this be the push she needs to finally close that chapter, or will old sparks reignite? Marlena's guidance often proves prophetic, so pay attention to her words. They usually plant seeds for future arcs. As the episode wrapped, you could feel the momentum building. Sophia's death is far from resolved. It's becoming the catalyst for conflicts that will touch nearly every major character in Salem. Holly's future looks increasingly uncertain as Amy's threats loom. Tate and Holly's relationship is strained but not broken. Ari is playing with fire by leaning on Liam. Gabi and Philip are arming themselves for legal war. And Belle is at a crossroads with Marlena's steady hand on her shoulder. What a day in Salem! Days of Our Lives continues to deliver that perfect mix of heartbreak, romance, scheming, and family drama that keeps us coming back after all these years. The performances today were top-notch across the board, elevating what could have been standard soap beats into something more poignant and layered. Who do you think will crack first under the pressure? Will Holly face real legal consequences? Can Ari's connection with Liam survive Gabi's disapproval? And how long until Belle's unresolved feelings for Sean cause major trouble? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing from fellow longtime fans who've been riding this roller coaster with me for decades. If you missed any part of today's episode, make sure to watch our summary video for all the key clips and extra analysis. Tune in tomorrow because, as we all know, in Salem, the drama never sleeps. Until next time, stay fabulous, Salemites.